When good intentions backfire. In this video, I take a closer look of how well-meant actions can backfire because they are misinterpreted or just unhappily performed. And sometimes good intentions can create more problems than there have been before. Have you ever tried to do something good and it just blew up? And your good intentions just triggered a mess? Well, some well-meant actions can trigger apocalypse. And when you have too many good intentions, you actually sabotage yourself. I'm not telling you that you shouldn't be a good person with good intentions, but sometimes it can be just too much and others won't perceive your good intentions as good intentions because you're just not subtle enough. So you want to help, you want to fix things, you are generally meaning all that well. So why does your effort sometimes backfire? Well, the most common trap is believing that good intentions automatically equal in good results. That's complete bullshit. So if you try to help too much, people might think that you are just desperate, that you have no friends, or that you are sexually interested. And the funny thing is that your personal motives of doing something are often irrelevant to the outcome. If you're failing or if you're doing something awkward, people won't ask why you have been doing it. You're just the awkward guy who failed. So obviously there is some miscommunication or even an empathy gap. One mistake you can make is you can assume that others need what you think they need, but they just don't need it. So you better ask them and not assume something, because you cannot guess somebody else's wishes, dreams, desires, hopes, needs. So never fix somebody's problems without asking them first, because that could lead to resentment. And there's also the law of unintended consequences in action. Even the smallest acts of good can ripple into major negative outcomes. Be careful what you're doing. Always think about how could this act that I just performed be interpreted by others. Don't have a savior complex. You're not Jesus. Be empowering, but don't play God. Let's take a look at a real world example. For example, international aid efforts actually destroy local economies. Windmills that are meant to create electricity out of wind, which sounds pretty good for the environment, but they're actually not, because it takes tons and tons of steel and concrete to build them, and they lose about 40 or 50 kilos a year of asbestos fiberglass, which gets into the floor, which gets into the nutrition chain, and finally in our body, and then we die. These were just some examples. Also try not to get into the trap of over-reliance on fixing. Not everything needs to be fixed. Some things are broken better than they are when they still worked. Do not think that you know best for others, even with the best intentions. You should build a bridge and not a wall. So what can you do? You can listen actively. You can ask, you can discuss, you can talk about. And this is collaborative problem solving. If you want to help another person, talk to them how you can help them, and do not assume that your idea to help them is the best. So do not do things for people, do things with people. Because this is true support. Well, I guess effective help requires understanding and not just a good heart. And that's it for today. If you like this video, please give it a thumbs up. You can also follow this channel to see me again. And here are some videos that you can watch as well. And that's it for today. And as always, take care.